This lesson is all about core. We are going to use the wall for support, and I really wanted to create a core sequence that was non-load bearing on the wrist, because I've gotten a couple of requests for people with sensitive wrists to not be load bearing, all of those tabletop positions. So we've made some modifications here, and you can use this core at any sequence of the day. You can mix it into another yoga sequence, or you can do it just on its own as a little midday break. It's gentle enough to be repeated a few rounds. So here we go. We're gonna start off with a little bit of breathing. We call this breath Kapalabhati breath. And that translates to mean skull shining breath. But we're gonna take a bit of a modification with our breath as well, and just take it down a notch. So Kapalabhati breath is a natural inhale with a short pulsed exhale. And I want you to think about this exhale being so gentle that if you had a feather underneath your nose, the feather wouldn't even move. That's how little air is coming out of the nose. Really, the exhale is a pulse of the abdominal wall. So we're waking up the abdominal wall, connecting to the breath, and it will be so gentle. We're gonna do 2 rounds of 30 seconds. So let's get started. Find a comfortable seat. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose, and a full breath out of your mouth. Once more, inhale deeply. And exhale completely. We'll take a natural, easy breath in, and then begin our first round of Kapalabhati now. Pulse. Exhale completely. Inhale deeply. And again, exhale completely. It might be helpful to bring to mind the visual of drawing a button through the back of a sofa. That's really the small area that we are concentrating on pulsing in the belly. So the belly button being pulled from the spine backwards. So let's try a second round, keeping that image in mind. Easy, natural breath in. Kapalabhati breath now, pulse. Exhale completely. Easy breath in. Smooth breath out. Just take a moment to observe the changes, even after connecting the body with the breath, just in those opening exercises. Perhaps a bit more heat. Feeling that inner fire activate that happens when we start to work into the core. Blink your eyes open. And we'll start laying down on our backs. So on your back, feet come up the wall, and we're in a supine tabletop position. So my knees are bent at a 90-degree angle. There's hip width distance between the inner thighs and between the inner feet. I'm really gonna press my feet into the wall and then energetically hug the legs in toward each other. Sometimes it's helpful to take 2 fists with your hands, place them right between the inner legs, and that's about hip width distance apart. And it's also a nice way to get that reference of the muscular energy hugging in lateral to medial that starts to activate the legs. Bring your fingertips to just where the ribs start to flare out and separate toward the sides of the body. And just palpate that softer area right above your navel. That's the area we're going to concentrate on next, our upper rectus abdominis. So take a deep breath in, feel your back rib cage spread on the mat. And then as you exhale, pull your belly button towards your spine, just like you did in that Kapalabhati breathing. We're going to do that a couple more times. Inhale, spread your back body wide on the mat. Exhale to sew the navel towards the spine. And once more, big breath in, back body broad. And exhale to sew the navel towards the spine. Base of the exhale here, I want you to keep the navel pulling in towards the spine. Take another breath in, you'll feel the lungs expand underneath your hands. And then exhale, this next time, head and shoulders will lift. And as the head and shoulders lift, we feel those muscles right underneath the fingertips, right above the navel tone. So the upper core is engaged, the lower core is engaged as the belly button still pulls towards the mat. We're just going to stay here and breathe. And this can be kind of tricky to keep the tone of the muscles while we breathe, but it can be done. The diaphragm's above the TVA. And my upper core might be shaking a little, that's all right. The body's adapting to this new range of motion, the new fire. 2 more breaths here. Last one. And then lay your head and shoulders back down. So we're gonna do some wall supported crunches here. I like to keep the fingers right there on the upper core to feel those muscles contract and just keep that accountability. We're gonna do 10 to start. So take a breath in. Exhale to lift up. Inhale, head and shoulders down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. Inhale, down. Exhale, lift. 5 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Final 1. Inhale. Exhale. Lift a little higher. And then inhale lets you down. Rest. You can take your arms out to the side. We have 2 more sets of those. We're going to pick up the pace. Either keep your fingertips on the muscles of the upper rectus abdominis, or you can bring your fingertips to the side of your head. We'll hug the elbows in toward one another. Plug your arm bones back into the shoulder sockets. Take a breath in to start. And then here we go. Lift up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. We'll start again in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and done. Release your arms by the side. You can sway your knees side to side. And you're going to keep your left foot on the wall. Cross your right ankle over your left knee. So making a figure 4 with the legs here. Just take a break through a hip opener. Flex your right foot. You can use your right hand to press your right knee away from you. Make sure that the hips stay low to the ground. You're always welcome to walk the left foot a little bit further up the wall to come out of the stretch. Or if you need a deeper stretch through the hip, hug your left knee in, interlace your fingers behind your left thigh. And if you hugged your left knee in, go ahead and bring your left foot back to the wall, right foot to the wall, and we'll switch sides. So keep that left foot flexed. Left ankle presses into the top of the right knee. And either stay right here or make your modification to come out of the pose a bit or to come deeper. foot back to the wall, left foot back to the wall. Hands come to the ground outside of your hips. Plug the backs of your arms into the ground. Draw your shoulder blades in towards each other. Next exercise, we're going to lift the hips just an inch off the ground. And rather than scooping the tailbone and rounding, I want you to keep the natural curve of your low back, so that natural lordotic curve. Navel sows towards the spine. Keep the backs of the arms pressing down, back of your head pressing down. We're going to be here for another 30 seconds. Remember, the shaking is welcome. The shaking is good. That's the body adapting, building heat. We've got another 15 seconds. Keep pressing your feet into the wall. Hug your shins in towards each other. Navel knits towards the spine. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice work. Lower the hips down. You can give the knees a shake side to side. And then we'll take the right ankle across the left leg, just like we did before. And we're going to do that exact same thing with only the left foot on the wall. So take a breath in to prepare, and then exhale to lift the hips just an inch off the ground, keeping that natural curve to the low back. Right foot is flexed, navel knits in towards the spine. Press the backs of your arms down, shoulder blades in toward each other, back of the head presses down. We have another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest the hips down. Right foot comes to the wall. Left ankle crosses over the right knee. Activate the legs, so flex your left foot. Press your right foot into the wall. Press your arms down into the ground, shoulder blades on the back. Here we go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the hips. 30 seconds. It's so small. Hips are just an inch off the ground. See if you can sense a leveling of the pelvis. So likely I'll have to lift the left hip up just a little and really squeeze the outer right hip under. Breathe. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest your hips down. Left foot comes to the wall. Give the knees a shake side to side. And one more time, symmetrically, both feet stay on the wall. Hug your shins in, shoulder blades on the back. Here we go. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, lift the hips. 30 seconds. Navel towards the spine. Breathe. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest your hips back down. Give the knees a sway. And then hug your knees into your chest. Roll to one side and go ahead and press yourself up. So our next exercise is going to come. We're going to take an L pose standing at the wall. So the hands will be on the wall, and I'll walk my hips back so that my legs are right under the hips and I'm really making a 90-degree L pose. You're welcome to bend your knees if the hamstrings are tight. We're going to do a little knee to nose tucks. Same thing that we'd be doing when we're on our hands and knees in plank, all that knee to nose core stuff. We're just going to take a little bit of pressure off of the wrists. So come to the wall. Hands will come to hip height, about shoulder width distance apart. I'm going to go ahead and walk it back. And right again here, if you feel that the body is rounding up into the air, just bend your knees and poke your butt back. Press your hands firmly into the wall. Roll the elbow creases in towards each other and then up to the ceiling. And then create that same rolling action of the inner armpits up towards the ceiling, the back of your triceps wrap down to the ground. So I'm really giving the wall a good amount of pressure here. Lift up through the upper sides of the rib cage. Sew your belly button towards the spine. Stay here and breathe. Three more breaths. Last one. And then go ahead and walk yourself back up the wall. You can give the wrists a roll. If that is even too much on the wrist, You're always welcome to bring the forearms to the wall and walk it back and take your L pose from here. It'll be a little bit more intense on the shoulders, but again, if you're having any wrist trouble, wrist injury, or recovery, this is a more gentle way to do it. So pick the variation that feels right for you. And then we're gonna add on. You can watch me first here to start, and then I'll walk us through it. So I'm gonna choose my hands. Hips right over the heels. If you walk your feet back, it's gonna make it harder to do. So you really wanna have your feet right over, or your hips right over your feet for this next thing that we're doing. Then second round, if you wanna make it harder, go for it. So we'll start with the left foot staying firmly planted. And I'm gonna hug my right knee into my nose and make sure that the right foot is not just loosey-goosey hanging here. The foot is flexed, and I'm really trying to hug the knee to make full contact with the nose. We're gonna stay here for 5 breaths, and then we'll switch sides. So go ahead and set yourself up, hands to the wall, feet hip width distance apart. Start to weight through your left foot, inhale. Exhale, bring your right knee into your nose. Take a deep breath in. Full breath out. 4 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Nice work. Great. Foot comes down. Give the left leg a little shake out. And we'll go right into the second side. Breathe in to prepare, weight through the right foot. And then exhale, bring the left knee into the nose. 5 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Final breath, inhale. Exhale, place the left foot down, walk yourself forward, and shake out the arms. It's good, huh? Second round, one more time on each side. So again, if you felt like that was pretty accessible and you could really keep the knee hugged into the chest, go ahead and walk it back. Maybe the feet go back 1 foot length back behind you. Press your hands into the wall. Navel sews in towards the spine. Inhale to prepare. Exhale, right knee to nose. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last 2. Inhale. Exhale. Final 1. Inhale. Exhale, release the right foot down. Don't think about it too much. Going into the second side, breathe in to prepare. Exhale, left knee to nose. 5 breaths. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Last 1. Inhale. Exhale, left foot comes down, walk yourself to the wall, shake out the arms, nice work. All right, we're gonna do a little bit of the side core, side obliques. So I'll stand fairly close to the wall, maybe about 6 inches from the wall. Take my left arm up the wall first, hand comes to the wall, elbow comes to the wall. Right hand comes to your waistline, so it's above the pelvis, it's above this little crest of the pelvis, really to the right waistline. I'm just going to tap the left hip to the left wall and then come back up to center. So we're going to do 10 of those. Here we go. Setting up, start, and tap. Center, that's 1. Tap. Center, 2. Tap. Center, 3. Tap. Center, 4. Tap. Center, 5. Tap. Center, 6. Tap. Center, 7, tap, center, 8, tap, center, 9, last 1, tap, and 10. Release the left arm down, and we'll switch sides. Right arm comes up the wall, left hand to the waistline, feet firmly planted. Here we go. Inhale to prepare, And exhale, tap. 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 5 more. Tap. 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 And rest. Second round, maybe move a little further away from the wall. The further your feet are, the more you have to reach the hips out and contract those obliques to come back to center. So I'm going to move it out maybe another 4 inches. Left arm up to the wall, right hand to the hips. Breathe in to prepare, and then exhale, tap. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Whew, that one's good. Turn around, second side. Here we go, inhale to prepare. Exhale, tap, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, come back to center and shake it out. Last little bit here. We're going to lay down all the way onto our belly and work a little bit of our back core. So it's so important when we're working core to remember that there's a full 360 circumference of the core. It's not just front. We've got our sides that we just worked in, and we've got our back core. So these muscles that help us to sit up straight, keep our low back supported, especially when we're sitting in chairs so much, slumped over, all these muscles get overstretched, weakened, and fatigued. So I'm going to come down. Knees will come, or shins will come up the wall, knees will come to the baseboard. I'm here on my forearms in a Sphinx pose. And just like earlier when my feet were at the wall, I'm going to keep the inner shins hugging in, roll to press through the pinky toenail, and then I'm going to stay here lifted. And just work tiny little pulses, just like we did at the very beginning. So you may not even be able to see it. You can see it a little bit on me. The navel pulling in towards the spine. And that's our activation of our TVA, or our transversal abdominis, that wraps like a waistband around the spine and inserts on either side of the spine. So my legs are active. Little pulses here to just wake up that action, zippering the navel away from the mat, away from the ground, pulling it in towards the spine. And then see if you can keep the navel pulling towards the spine, stay here and breathe. Remember, it's tricky to isolate that teeny tiny little part of the core and breathe fully. A couple more breaths here. And then come down and rest. You can just turn your face, resting on your hands. Sweep your arms back behind you. Press your palms into the outer thighs. And we're going to stay here, pressing the palms into the outer thighs. Roll the head of your arm bones off of the ground and just lift your shoulders and your head. So I want you to really hug into the midline. Shins are hugging in, palms press into the thighs, shoulders roll back, head and chest is lifted, little pulses. Little pulses. We're here for another 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and rest. So you can either keep your hands pressing into the outer thighs, or if you want a little bit more for the shoulders, interlace your fingers behind your back. We're going to do another round of that, another 30 seconds. A little supported Shalabhasana here. So set yourself up, hug your palms in towards each other, forearms hug in, inner shins hug in, navel towards the spine. Here we go, shoulders lift, head lifts, Reach your knuckles towards the wall. We'll be here for 30 seconds. Little pulses, little pulses. Halfway there, stick with it, little pulses. Last 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Come down and rest. It feels nice to kind of wiggle the tail. And then thread your right arm underneath the left side of you. Roll onto your right side. And then press yourself up to a seat. And then just take a moment to observe this waistband of the body that you just connected to in a really full circumference way. Close your eyes. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Open your mouth and exhale. Once more. Big breath in. Full breath out. Bring one hand to your heart, one hand to your belly. And just let this be a gesture of gratitude to human body. May we remember to keep coming back, paying this such important attention to this vessel, helping it to remember its strength so that we may continue to show up, support ourselves, support each other. That's our practice. Invite your hands to prayer, heart center. Bow your head to your heart. From mine to yours, namaste.